Yep, the Pegasus Bridge Memorial flight. A most secret operation carried out in silence with speed, stealth, and achieved complete surprise. D-Day 6th of June, 6 Horsa gliders were released by Halifax aircraft pilots, 298 and 644 squadrons. So 1, 2, 3, they're the ones that landed nearest, aren't they, in that one?
5 and 6.
That's a Prince Mary gift fund box. It was given as a Christmas present to all those serving in 1914.
That's nice, isn't it?
And he's opening his First World War soldier opening his fund box. The night before we had been having a terrific battle, and the morning after there we were, smoking their cigarettes and they smoking ours. Letter from Lieutenant Geoffrey Hinneke to his mother after the Christmas truce. The 6 trees facing him symbolise the firing squad of soldiers, and the wooden stakes in a semicircle stand for other soldiers who died in this way. Some were under 18 years old.
It says here, many of the soldiers shot at dawn were blindfolded. Some of them were also stripped of their military insignia and buttons to show that they were disgraced. The soldier in the shot at dawn memorial is blindfolded with his hands tied behind his back, awaiting execution. There are no buttons on his uniform.
It says here, today we understand that many of those executed were probably suffering from combat stress. This was known as shell shock by 1917, but was not really understood until much recently.
You can't imagine having to pull the trigger on somebody that you worked with.
Burma Memorial. My granddad was in that one, isn't
Got a picture of it?
Yeah. I don't know. Sir William, Slim, Uncle Bill. Those who served in the Burma campaign, they regarded themselves as the forgotten army. Because that's what my granddad always used to say, they were the forgotten army. We've got photos of his Burma star.
Yeah, we've got some photos of him in Burma.
Yeah.
We'll drop them in.
Yeah. So welcome back to another video. Today we're visiting the Cannock Chase War Cemetery. So we'll tell you a little bit about the history of the cemetery. So in the summer of 1914, the British Army began constructing camps at Brockton and Rugley on Cannock Chase. The camps housed up to 40,000 men at any one time, and they were used first as transit camps for soldiers heading to the Western Front. So if you look, if you notice, the shapes of the headstones are different. The headstones to the right are the ones used for Commonwealth, and some have the personal inscriptions on. But if you notice, some of the gravestones are more pointed, and them are the gravestones of the German soldiers which are there, see?
Right.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
They've got a pointed top.
They've got a pointed top.
Well, they're the German ones.
We'll take a look at them in a minute.
And it says, out of the 379 burials here, there are 311 German soldiers buried here. And that cross of sacrifice, any Commonwealth grave cemetery with more than 40 burials will have one of these, and it differs in size depending on the number of burials in the cemetery. So if you notice, the first two rows are mostly from the autumn and winter of 1918, and that's the months with the height of the Spanish flu pandemic. So they'll have died.
Because he got flu.
With the pandemic, yeah. The Cannock Chase then became a training facility for various Commonwealth units, and as many as 500,000 troops were trained here during the First World War. A hospital serving both Brockton and Rugeley camps was established at Brindley Heath in 1916. This had a total of 1,000 beds, as well as housing convalescing soldiers from the Western Front. The cemetery was created in 1917 to serve as a final resting place for the men who died while being treated in the hospital. Most of the burials are New Zealanders. Many of them died in the flu pandemic that broke out toward the end of the war. In April 1917, part of the camp at Brockton was turned into a prisoner of war camp and a hospital for captured German soldiers, and the cemetery was also used for German burials. Warwick died 11th of November 1918, the day the armistice was signed.
Well, this guy here, Robert Wilk,
Yeah.
he died on Armistice Day.
Well, for some reason, that's the name that showed up on the notes. So why would we work this next one?
There's another one there.
There's quite a few, isn't there?
Yes, it's not just
so why
one.
just pick on one particular name? Says there's only a few from the Second World War buried here as well. They're mostly First World War.
Right.
There's only a few from the Second World War buried here.
There's not many from Second World War.
There's only a few.
But they start 17th of the 5th, 1917, and all that row must have been 1917, that back row.
They go in months, don't they?
They go in month order, yeah.
Yeah.
I never really noticed it before.
Yeah.
So you're at youngest, age 16.
14. He enlisted when he was 14, so he must have done 2 years. But if you notice, as a boy, he's the youngest casualty buried here. He enlisted in July 1916, aged 14. He became a boy bugler, a combatant role, and he became ill and died in the military hospital.
So what's the history with this one?
It says there are only a few from the Second World War. One is Pilot Officer Robert Boren, an RAF volunteer reservist from 96 Squadron. He died when the Defiant fighter plane he was flying crashed during a low-level practice attack. He was just 27 years old. So if you notice on these New Zealand grave headstones, they don't have the personal inscriptions on, as the New Zealand government decided that families wouldn't be given the option of having a personal inscription.
Right, so we'll go
To the German
part now. This is the German cemetery at Cannock Chase.
This is the German military cemetery, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that side by side with their comrades. Their crews of 4 Zeppelins shot down over England during the First World War. Here found their eternal resting place. The fallen were brought here from the original burial places at Potter's Bar, Great Burstead and Theberton, is that what it's pronounced? The members of each crew are buried in caskets in one grave.
So these were all
They're Zeppelins.
Airships, I know.
The crews of 4 Zeppelins shot down, yeah. I mean, that is a lot, isn't there?
Yeah.
In this German cemetery rest 2,143 soldiers of the First World War and 2,786 of the Second World War. Among them lie 5 unknown of the former and 90 unknown of the latter. All died on British territory.
You don't have any like inscriptions properly.
No, but is there 2 buried in one?
That's 2 in that one.
Yeah, but on every one there's 2. There's 2 names on it. It says German and Austrian, isn't it?
Yeah.
Different over there, aren't they?
But these ones, what's the significance of these lying down?
I don't know. 9th. Oh, oh.
They've not all died on the same day in that one though. Oh yeah, they have.
Is that the date of birth on the left-hand side?
Yeah, date of birth on the top and underneath when they've died, isn't it?
Right.
So this Andreas Weber, he was born 5th of the 10th 20, but he died on 14th of the 5th 43.
I wonder what the numbers are at the bottom though. 9422, 9423. I wonder if that's like a registration.
They must registered as whatever's in the grave, mustn't it? Who's in it?
Oh no, they're the same. I thought they were different. There's a big one over there. I wonder if that's the unnamed ones.
There's a picture of him.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's that that man there, and it's like, that's the German way of spelling it, and that's it, because if the end of his name says man.
Right.
So that must be that man, mustn't it?
When you walk into one of our cemeteries, war grave cemeteries, it's nice to see what detachment they were from, isn't it? These are just all the same, all grey.
Well, they've probably put it on, but it's in German, so you can't really tell what they are, can you? Like this one was a sergeant.
Yeah, it's sombre. That's the word, isn't it? It's sad.
It's sad when you go into our war graves, but I don't know, this just feels, unless because they were German you feel different about that. Don't know, but they're all the same, aren't they?
Yeah, but you only ever think about our side of it, don't you? You never really thought about German side.
Like, I suppose it's like ours that are buried in France. These had to be buried here, so their parents, unless they come and visit them...
You're never going to see them?
No. Well, they'll never see them again, but they're like the final resting place.